Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today let's discuss a new feature that has been launched into PowerApps, that is formulas feature. So as we all are aware, whenever we create a new Canvas application in PowerApps, in the left hand navigation we used to see a tree view, and on top of the tree view we generally see an app section. In that app section, generally we alter app on start property or app start screen, and we add our necessary formulas to alter based on our logics. So in the same window, a formulas feature has been launched. Okay, so today let's discuss how this formula feature will help us improve our performance and how it will be beneficial to optimize the logic which we are developing for our canvas application development. Let me switch to the app development window. So as you can see my screen, I'm into one of the application development window of Canvas app. Okay, so here is our app section, which we generally aware that we it will be available on top of the tree view, and in this we have on start feature which we generally play around with, and initialize some of the variables or collections when the application is loading, or else we have start screen as well, so where we can choose what screen we should start for in the beginning, correct? So in the same window, if you see, here is formulas feature that has been added. Okay, so as you can see in my screen, in this formula window I have added two formulas. Okay, one is for current user and one is for ease admin. Okay, and I have added few of the formulas in on start property. So I'll show you how it will be useful for us, and how it will benefit us to reduce few of the unnecessary or multiple variable creations. Okay, so if you see, here I am setting few of the user email, it is current user email. We used to generally take logged in user email and their full names, correct, and setting into the variables like this. And we I have used a collection over here. Okay, for initializing my menu items. Okay, just a generic collection. Now I'll switch to my formulas window. What I'm doing here is I'm defining a variable. Okay, and I'm saying current user equals to, I'm saying user dot full name and email. I'll say email property as user dot email. Okay, and similar to this I have one more variable, that is admin. Here I'm checking whether the current user is present in admin or not. Okay, current user, I'm utilizing the above variable. So one thing we have to understand here, and I want to make sure it is clear, that in this formulas window we cannot initialize collections. Okay, collections, or if you are planning to do some clear collect functions or for all, if you want to utilize all the stuff, you cannot use. But we can declare it in the form of variables, like the way I'm declaring over here. Okay, and now you can ask me how it will be utilized and how it is useful for us, correct? So if you see, it will reduce our one step of ours to operate something. For example, okay, here I am checking whether I am there in the admin list or not, correct? I'm saying, for example, welcome, I'm adding user dot full name. This will directly give me the user dot full name. Okay, so if I change this to current user dot, I can take email or full name directly, correct? It will give me my name. Okay, and if you see here in this visible property of this icon, I have added is admin. Okay, and if you see, similar variable I have used in the formulas as well. Here is admin, right? So what I'm checking over here, if logged in user email is present in this array of mine. Currently it's an array, and we can, if we want, we can check in our approvers list or admin list. If it is SharePoint, if SharePoint list or SQL table, anything we can check. Okay, just for example purpose, I'm adding this. Okay, if you see, with the help of this, that is admin variable, I'm using the visible property of this icon. That is, this icon should be visible only if a user is admin. Okay, now I won't set any variable or do anything. I'll just remove my entry from this list, or in the backend, if I remove my name from the backend list, for example, right? It's a similar scenario. I'm just removing it. Okay, if you see, automatically it got disappeared. I don't have to update the variable again, right? Like on click of a button, set the variable again to do some activity. Nothing of that sort. Automatically it went away. That means if we update the backend table of ours, automatically this will perform. So if you see, this is nothing more but my backend table, right? So I'm going to add my email again into my backend. So I added. Now this came back to me, correct? So if we declare once, we can reuse it multiple times without even adding one more action item, correct? We can always call this variable, and this variable will always store the latest values, right? So here in this scenario, I guess you got to know that, right? So I'm not declaring or calling it again. It's just checking by itself whether this user email, current user email, is present in this array, that is in my backend data source or not. As simple as that. Okay. If you're not clear, I'll show you one more example. Okay. For example, I'll create a new screen. If you're still confused, I'll get a new screen. I'll insert a gallery over here. Okay. And I have one of the table here, that is data was table, employee details. I will connect this gallery to employee details. Okay. I have few of the items here, correct? So let me add a variable, a label also here to show the gallery count. Okay, to show the gallery count, I'm adding a variable here, and I'll say this count rows gallery 2 dot items. Okay, so total 12 records I do have, correct? And if you see here, I've directly added employee details into the items property of the gallery control, correct? Instead of doing that, what I'll do is I'll go to the onStart property. I'll say, which we generally do, right? Before the application is starting, we will collect into a collection. I'll say call emp details, and here I will collect my data source. Okay. So now let me run this app on start property. Now I'll double click on this collection to check whether everything is stored or not. If you see, all the items has been stored here, and I'm going to utilize this collection into the items property now instead of direct data source. Call emp details. Okay. If you see, all my items are again there, and I have the same count now. Okay, the way we generally utilize in our power app applications, correct? So now what I'll do is I will let it save now. Okay, I will go to the formulas section. Okay, so now in this formula section, I'll say data source emp data source. Okay, I'll say equal to employee details. Okay, add a simple plain formula here. What I'm saying, I'm initializing a variable, and I'm adding employee details, that is my data source, into this variable. Okay, that's it. Now I will go to my data source. Okay, if you see, my employee details has been opened over here in this window. Okay, I've gone to the tables, and I'm opening employee details table of mine. Details table is here. It is loading my rows. Okay, I'll go ahead and see all the rows here. Okay, these are all the 12 records. Now I'll go ahead and add some test entry here. New test. Okay, I'll call it as new test entry. I'll give the number as 007, location as Austin. Okay, I'll mark this as active. Okay, I have created one record in the backend now. Okay, let's see whether it's saved or not now. Since I've added this, let me go back. Let's go to the tables just to verify whether the record is added or not. Okay. Mm, okay, new test entry is present and Austin. Okay, which we have added. Now I'll go. Okay. Now I'm going back to my application development window. Okay, here we already had a gallery with the label showing the count of the items present in the gallery. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll insert one more vertical gallery. Okay, my gallery is added. So here the data source, what I'll data source I'll give is I'll go to my formulas. The formula which I added, like emp data source equal to employee details, I'll use this variable emp data source. I'll go to the items property. I have added this. Now this is also loading all the items in the from present in the gallery. Okay, now I'll add one more label to show you the count of this gallery. Okay, now instead of gallery 2, my new gallery number name is gallery 4. Now if you see the count of this is 13. That's right. And here if you see it's 12. If you see in this, we will not be having the new item which I created. But here in this gallery, I have that new test entry Austin. So this is the difference. If you go to the app on start and run app on start again, then we'll have all the item here. But here, we don't have to worry about it. We just have to declare a formula, and this formula will keep the data source details updated always. Instead of creating a collection, we can declare a variable, and here we can add our filter conditions or directly at the data source or whatever we need. So with that thing, this variable will always stay updated for us. We don't have to go and recollect the items again from the scratch, right? Or on visible of the screen we generally do, right? To have a fresh data always loaded, we what we generally do, we'll go navigate to different screen. On visible property of the new screen, we'll end up collecting all the items back again. So no more, we don't have to do that anymore. We can always declare that in a formula section, and we can just use that variable wherever it is needed. So that formula that variable present in the formula section will always keep the data source updated. Okay, now if I run on start, this collection will also have 13 items, right? I hope you got my point and you saw the difference right in front of your eyes. Okay, so what I have given you is just a basic functionality or basic formulas feature I have given you. But with this, you can do much more complex structures you can add, and you can call these variables from the formulas always from anywhere present in the screen. Okay, it has a bigger picture if you're going forward, if you have complex applications to be created in canvas applications. Well, hope you guys learned something new today, and if you liked it, please subscribe to my channel and keep following. Thank you.